Hey guys, hope you're doing fantastic. This is my first ever video book review, and as many of you know, I'm a voracious reader, on an average one book, sometimes more than one in a week. But today I'm starting this first video book review because one of my friends, Brigadier Sushil Bhasin, has written a book, and it's a fantastic one. So I thought, why not start with this one, right? So today we are starting with the book review of $1 Million Seconds, written by Brigadier Sushil Bhasin. I was just trying to remember the reading time. I think it was around 2 hours and 17 minutes in which I finished the book. So this is a fast read, pretty interesting read. So we'll start with this. Now before I jump into the review of the book, let me acknowledge that I understand the amount of hard work that goes in writing a book and publishing it. It's huge as compared to reading a book and giving my version of understanding or my review on the book. It's much easier, okay? So this video's intention is not to judge the author or the book. The intention of this video is to share the best parts of the book and help you understand whether this book is something that you should miss or should not miss, right? And I will share my 5-step or 5-factor review process for every book that I use. Maybe you can use that one as well. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I always look for in a book is story. See, I have spent 15 years in the corporate industry. I've gone through hundreds of presentations with data, statistics, and analytics, trends, all kinds of stuff, right? But out of all that, what I remember is shit. So a seasoned author knows that part. They know how to wrap their lessons, wrap their teachings inside a beautiful story, right? And Brigadier Bhasin has done a fantastic job on that. So in 140 odd pages of the book, we have more than 20 stories, and I stopped counting at 20, and they're all fantastic. I think the first story I remember is Mr. Saxena and his flight from Mumbai to Delhi and his backpacking. The second story was about Brigadier Sushil Bhasin and his brother-in-law and what people mean when they say they are busy. Then there's the story of the terror report, and then there is a case study of mismanagement of time, I think by Subrata Mukherjee from Sikla. Then there's Usman's bakery. That story is gold. There are lots of lessons in that story. Then there is a very touching and relevant story for today named, I think, Someday by Nita Menzies. Absolutely fantastic. And then there is my personal favorite by Captain Muthu, the story of Dhan Bahadur Thapa and the value of 4 seconds, right? So amazing stories. On this particular category of stories, I'm going to give, on a scale of 5, this book 5. So 5 out of 5. The second factor that I look for when I read in a book is the relevance for today's audience, today's situations, challenges, opportunities, and today's generation, right? And in today's time, when everybody feels like they don't have work-life balance, where they feel overwhelmed all the time, when they feel like they don't have enough time in their lives, and they feel like life is slipping away from their hands, this is a book which will get 5 out of 5 on the score of relevance. You should not miss this book. So second factor, relevance, 5 out of 5. The third thing I always look for in a book is how much more I learn, how much new things I'm going to learn from this. Now this particular factor is a relative one, because what I will learn might be less than or more than what you will learn as new from a book, right? And the complete disclosure, I'm a personal transformation, personal success coach. So time management is kind of a central piece of all my teaching. There's a 3-hour session called The Currency of Success, which is around time management. So I was not thinking to learn a lot of new things from this book, but after reading it, I was humbled. There is concepts like compounding of time. There's concepts like creating time rather than managing time. Then there is time exchange or exchange of time, pure gold. And I was not expecting to learn all that new things from this book. So there is a ton to learn for everyone who is interested in learning about time management and add value to their time. So, but as I said, this is something I have been studying for a long time. So on a scale of 5 new learnings, I'm going to give 3 stars, okay? The next factor which I always evaluate in a book is practical application. A lot of books are there which provide you with theories and facts and information, but not a lot of practical advice. So I always prefer to check books on practical advices that we can take back and start implementing and start transforming our lives. This book is filled with such practical advices. You can start implementing those the day after you finish reading the book, and you can start results within weeks, days, or months. You can start seeing result immediately. So there is tons of practical advice on this book. On this particular factor of practical advices in a book, this book is getting 4 out of 5 stars. Okay. The last section, which is pretty important to me, I don't know how relevant that will be for you as a reader, but I'm a huge movie buff. I have watched so many movies that I've lost count. Hollywood, Bollywood, Tollywood, Bollywood, all kinds of stuff. Okay. So what makes a movie engaging and memorable and enjoyable for me is the editing, how it is all put together, the background music, the story, the flow, the structure. That's what makes the movie much more interesting to me. That is the way I look at books also. And in this particular part of editing, I think there is a bit of scope that the editor could have done a better job, because I have sections in the book where there are spelling mistakes, then there are sections where the lines are repeating. So there is good structure and flow of the book, but there are things that the editor could have done better. So on this particular thing, editing, I'm going to again give 3 stars out of 5. So I think overall score this book is getting is 5, 10, 4, 14, 3, 17, 3, 20, 20 out of 25. That's a 4-star rating out of 5 stars. And I will end this video by saying this: if you're looking to add more and more life to each second you have, then this is a book you shouldn't miss. Okay? So thank you for joining me in this book review, and in the comment section let me know your thoughts on the 5 factors that I shared with you. And if you have a book that you want me to review, then let me know, I'll review it. Otherwise I'll continue with reviewing the books I have read and I have loved. Okay? So thank you for joining me in this video today. I'll see you in the future videos. Till then, take care and be limitless.